Keep right on to the end of the road.
All right, lads. How's it going?
How are we doing?
Good to see you again. Second week at the training ground, they've let me back in, which is always a pleasure.
Finally, we've got a goalkeeper on the show.
So intrigued to get into the mind of the incredible James Beadle, not just about, of course, what he's gone through at the club and clubs, many clubs before this one, but also at international level as well.
Tommy and the Duke saying that striking was the most difficult position on the pitch. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. So I'm determined to get that answer out of him today. Bring it on. As per usual, no offence Will, we are joined by Will Brazier. It's always a pleasure to have you, but we've got a very, very special guest in the pod, the man between the sticks and England Under-21's #1, James Beadle. Sir, thank you so much for joining us. It's a pleasure to have you on Blue Rising.
No worries, thanks for having me.
Well, James, of course you joined over summer on loan from Brighton. How have the first few months been? How's it been settling in with your new teammates?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been obviously different experiences. Obviously, first coming in, meeting everyone was really good pre-season. Not starting the season, but now getting a chance in the first team has been good, different but good.
You didn't start the season, but you've come into the side. How has that adaptation affected you and the people around you as well?
It's been different. I've never really had it before. Not to feel I've had it before. I had it at Crew. I didn't start there, and then got into the team. But it's been good. Like I feel like I've trained properly the whole way through, so I was always ready. And yeah, kind of had to earn my chance, and luckily now I've got it and got to take it.
How is it changing clubs? Because obviously you're at Wednesday last year joining here. How is it for you at this point in your career with all the chopping and changing in terms of that?
Yeah, it's tough because you've got to go to different environments and changing rooms, but it is good now. I'm used to it. I think it's like my fourth loan club, so definitely used to it now.
How many of the team did you know before coming in? Of course, experience with Jay at Under-21s. Was there anyone else around the squad that you knew?
Yeah, I knew Mark from back at Brighton. He was like, when I first went to Brighton, he was like the 23s captain. So it was quite funny seeing him. I haven't seen him for a while. It was good.
I feel like the chopping and changing that you just mentioned helps as well adapt to your four defenders as well, because there's obviously been a bit of squad rotation, and as a goalkeeper you want your back four usually maybe to be solidified. How has that affected you as well? Have you been able to take to it like a duck to water?
Yeah, I've kind of had, even going like international stuff, you get a new back four and that sort of thing. But no, there's obviously some top quality centre halves that I'm like developing a relationship with, which is really good to have.
What did Jay say to you about this club before joining?
He was just really complimentary.
Was he?
Yeah, he was.
That's good. That's always a good start.
Didn't put me off. No, but he says really complimentary of the changing room and the manager and just the direction it's going in. Everyone sees the way that the club, what direction the club's heading in. So was
that quite important for you? Because I imagine you had a lot of people out there that wanted you. And was that sort of having that insight from a player at the club?
Yeah, definitely. It was nice to hear from, because no one really knows what's actually happening. You hear about around, but having something in the club telling me what's going on definitely helped. Yeah.
How have the coaching staff been, and particularly the manager?
Yeah, really good. I think everyone sees how detailed he is in his work and how hard working he is. He's definitely one of the most hard working managers I've seen. It's really, really impressive.
Can you tell us a little bit about the jump between, say, League One and Championship and also international level with regards to playing in goal? Like, do you need to be that much better with your feet, for example? Are there other things that you can talk about with regards to the jump between them?
Yeah, because I did League 2, League 1 and then the Championship. Yeah. And I didn't find much difference between League 2 League 1. I kind of like played really well on both. And I went to Sheff Wednesday last year in the Champ. Sorry, 2 years ago now. And I thought it was definitely a big step up. I thought I adapted quite well in that first season. And international is, again, probably another jump up, just the quality of players, which is really impressive. And style of play at England's just like total football almost. So definitely difference in the teams I've played for.
Is that difference in the opponents that you face and the quality of finishing? Is it the pace of the football match and you having to be quicker when it comes to decision making, coming from crosses or not, for example?
Yeah, I think as you got, it's just the pace is the only thing that's different. Everyone's just as strong in League 2 and the Champ, like international. Probably not international probably a bit weaker, like from set piece and that. Like the Championship, you can't compare Under-21s to the Champ, like physically. But the game is just quicker, really. That's the only difference, I'd say.
Speaking to Mike Taylor, he obviously points out how important that goalie group is, because obviously you spend so much time together, but there is ultimately one position. How has it been working with Ryan? And we hear the importance of Brad Mayo as well. How has it been with that group?
Nah, it's a really good group. Obviously, we're three very different goalies, really, so we kind of complement each other. But yeah, Rocky's such a good guy. He's been really good to me since I first come in. Brad's a really good guy, funny. But yeah, it's been really good.
Is there different preparations mentally, particularly at the start of the season? If you don't know you're going to be the starting keeper and then that changes, how do you prepare for that mentally?
Yeah, it's definitely a big difference being not playing and playing. So you got to have that switch almost where you just got to come. When you're like not playing, you do shooting drills, you be a bit unselfish. But when as soon as you start playing, it's just about automate yourself, getting yourself ready for that Saturday, and making sure I'm in the best position to perform for myself and the team.
What about the difference between sort of home and away matches? Because unlike the other 10 players on the pitch, you are always right next to a stand.
Yeah.
You've always got the fans in your ear, good and bad. A, I bet you've got some incredible stories and you've heard some stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But B, also, what difference does it make playing at St Andrews at Knightheads Park versus away matches?
Yeah, massive. I feel like when you go at home, when we play at home, well, not really the whole game, but when you play at home, normally it's like you have one or two moments you need to be big. In the away games, at some point you're going to come under siege. Like at the Preston game, it always happens. But definitely a big difference playing at home and away.
Do you love it? Do you love that interaction with the fans? Do you sort of
it's funny.
embrace it?
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah,
you see some weird people around.
Oh, I bet.
It's funny.
What's it been like playing behind Big Phil, Christoph Clara, and did you witness the fight that happened?
Yeah, I didn't miss any fight. Everyone's talking about it, but yeah, they're good mates, so it's quite funny to hear.
And you and Ryan Allsop are okay? There's no fights in the car
no
park?
problem with us doing
No, I wouldn't. He looks a bit scary, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly. I think I fancy myself there.
James, we'll talk more about playing in front of the St Andrews crowd in just a couple of minutes, but first let's take a look back to the weekend's defeat away at Ashton Gate.
3 goals from set pieces scored already this season for Bristol City. And delivers this one. It's Dickey who wins the header. And Dickey sends it flying wide of the right-hand post with James Beadle scampering across his goal line.
Being totally honest, I did think it was a foul by Paik.
Armstrong now released in behind Neumann, and Sinclair Armstrong's in here, angles tight. But Sinclair Armstrong.
Looking dangerous is all well and good, but you've got to make the keeper work.
Well, that's how quickly things can change in the Championship. All of Blue's hard work in the first half undone on the stroke of half-time. Sinclair Armstrong to make the difference down the left-hand side. Faced by 2 red shirts, smuggles the ball edge of the penalty area. Peck turns it round to Leonard, and Leonard pulls the trigger. And he was just looking to bend it delicately to that top left-hand corner. Tommy Doyle just in front of the centre circle, into the feet of Cochrane, edge of the box, helps it out to Kumas. Kumas on his right foot, teasing ball in, the touch was by Gray. And the flick by Gray just eludes the crossbar and over.
First half, didn't we? Balls into the box, no movement, no one in there. But Louise Kumas doing really well, just checking onto his right foot. Simple delivery in, and all of a sudden Damari Gray.
Well, clipping it to the edge of the penalty area. It's towards Kyogo, Atkinson away. And the referee blows the full-time whistle.
James, really tough result to take considering how the match played out overall. Now that you've had a few days to sort of mull it over, how is the vibe in the dressing room?
Yeah, I think it's just everyone wants reaction on Saturday. I think it's happened. You're going to lose games in the Championship, but it's just like reaction Saturday now and hopefully get 3 points there.
Next 2 games, of course, at St Andrews, playing at home. What are the big differences, particularly as a goalkeeper?
Yeah, I think we're a different beast at home, really. Look at all the games this season at home, we deserve to win. And we're definitely more aggressive probably at home, pressing-wise, and with the fans behind you. You've always got that extra man.
A couple of weeks ago, we had the Duke on the show, sat next to Tommy Mooney, and the Strikers Union was in full effect, and I was sick of it because, I don't know if you heard this, but when I played in goal as well. Did you know this?
You have mentioned it.
I've mentioned
Just a few
it
times.
87 times. And they were trying to say that being a striker is the most difficult position on the pitch, and I just had to bite my tongue and not throw anything and everything I could and flip this table over to tell them that's not true. What's your take on that?
It's up there. I don't think it is most
very
difficult.
diplomatic,
I know. Honestly, I think midfield's the hardest position.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the most pressurised position in goal, but it's not the hardest.
Because you just need to get yourself in the way of the ball. You feel like you're playing yourself down and being really humble.
I don't think
Stand
it's
the
the
goalkeeper.
hardest. I know.
You tried a bit of both this year anyway.
Yeah, I have to be fair. Didn't make it. I think that's why.
Speaking of that as well, I was actually in Alabama watching it at 9 a.m. in the morning on the wonderful Blues Plus, and really randomly Tim was in bed with me filming my reaction to your header. Yeah, it's all true actually. We've got that to show now.
In comes the corner from Doyle, flicked on there was Beadle! Oh, the chance for James Beadle. Puts it over from point blank range. Not sure how much he knew about it to give him the benefit of the doubt.
It's flashed at him, isn't it?
Oh God!
And you have to say it's not.
Can you imagine?
But wow, what a
Great movement as well.
Gutted.
From James Beadle, just to be in the right place at the right time, but he couldn't provide the finish.
Oh my
God! What a story that could have been.
Will, I didn't know it was possible for a human to make noises like that.
I actually did say that. I've never made that noise before, so thanks for that, James. And that's the clean version, because there's a one that's got a few swears in it, but
sure.
that's the clean version.
Gutted about that, James. Like, golden opportunity.
Literally. I think I might never get that again, so...
Yeah, but hopefully not. That's the positive. Yeah. We don't need that. We don't need you up there.
Well, I mentioned it just a touch with, of course, some of your teammates, James, but an incredible summer with the under-21s. What a final that was, really one for the ages. From your perspective, being in that camp and living it all, what did it feel like? What were some of your highlights?
Yeah, it was an unbelievable few weeks, to be fair. I think at the end of it, it's just relief, really, because you go there to try and win it, and then by the end of it, so many games, so many like pressure moments almost, and then just winning it was unbelievable.
And also, it's interesting that you said relief, because obviously England were the holders as well, so the pressure was mounting on you, and especially coming into your first major tournament as well, under 21 levels. Did you feel that pressure?
I think I felt the pressure in the games, but just the end of it, just like such an up and down game, the final, going 2-0 up, 2-2, and then getting a winner. It was just like up and down. It was just relief by the end of it.
After James Trafford's heroics against Spain as well, you had some pretty big gloves to fill.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Trafford well, so exactly.
We've, of course, spoken about the manager here. What's it like working under Lee Carsley?
Yeah, he's really good. I think he makes all the players feel like unreal. That's his biggest asset, I think. Tactically, he's really good. If you watch the final or the last, like all the knockout games in the Euros, we played such good football. It was unreal, and I think, I really like Cars.
Does he still speak highly of us?
I think so. Yeah. Well, in the summer he knew I was coming here,
good.
So he kept saying.
He didn't put you off.
Kept saying up the Blues. Yeah.
There you go. That's all you need.
Yeah. And of course, coming up shortly is a trip with the under-21s to St Andrews at Knighthead Park, Republic of Ireland in the Euro qualifiers. Hopefully we'll see you between the sticks for that. What will it be like playing in your club stadium for an international team?
Yeah, definitely be weird. Hopefully familiar. But it'd be really good. Obviously it'll be a tough game though against Ireland. But really looking forward to it. I think all the lads there will be as well.
And if you hear some really inhuman noises coming from the stands,
yeah, I know where it's coming from.
Might just follow you around now, making them sort of noises. So.
Well, James, thank you so much for your time. Some brilliant insight today, and hopefully we'll get you back on the show very soon.
And goalkeeping is the most difficult position on the pitch.
Maybe.
I'll take it.
We've had some great insight from James on the atmosphere within the men's first team. Time now to delve into the women's first team, where our very own former Blues captain Louise Quinn has caught up with Bex Holloway after she ran out on her 100th appearance for the club.
Fancy seeing you here.
This is, oh my God, that's how we should do the intro.
We should have done it.
100 appearances for the Blues. How does it feel?
Yeah, it feels good. I'm so glad I've been able to do it with Birmingham. I think it was actually quite a reminder that, I'm that senior experienced player now within the team. And because I think with football, well, the nice thing is you kind of actually forget your age sometimes.
Yeah, you stay forever young, really, don't you?
You keep young, so in a way it was kind of that reminder that I am now this senior experienced player in the team. But no, obviously I'm so glad I was able to achieve getting 100 appearances with the Blues, so yeah.
I think people don't always understand, they just think it's such a physical demand and then don't really think of the the mental side of it. And I think we'd be such big advocates in terms of looking after yourself on and off the pitch, if that's kind of through sports psychologists or just having time to yourself, or is it time with your family, friends, dog? What do you do in those scenarios to kind of look after yourself in that aspect?
Yeah, I think at the time, if we're going back to obviously thinking of like in America and trying to figure it out, I think that's what I was trying to do, was figure it out. How am I going to deal with this, being away from family and friends, like you say, that usually help in those situations. And it was trial and error with everything. It was walks for coffee, where I would listen to podcasts. Highly recommend Joanne McNally, My Therapist Ghosted Me, very good podcast. And then like colouring in, like anything that was almost keeping my mind busy and distracted from maybe how I was feeling.
Family and
no,
you know.
And obviously, yeah, that was difficult, and with the time difference as well. So I was just trying to find other ways on how to switch off and not always think about football. And to be honest, my teammates helped as well. They were great girls, and it was only probably when I came back from the States that I started to like really deal with it and find ways to cope better. But yeah, I mean, you know how it is. Like it is difficult trying to switch off from football. It is like that constant in your life.
It's like you constantly. I've moved from Sweden to Italy and such. Physically, I think I always actually felt great, and that was, you know, and sometimes it was just that, I don't know, like mental exhaustion. You still feel okay, but then it can sometimes, just drain. Or if you're not around, sometimes your friends and family of like, you know, at home from when you were kids, sometimes it can take that toll, because I say teammates are amazing.
Yeah, and dogs as well.
And dogs are amazing.
Always great to see
a dog.
Yeah. Always great to see the dog and Louise Quinn.
Absolutely.
Of course, she would never stray too far away from Birmingham City. She was always going to be keeping her foot in, and great to see her interviewing her former teammates. Huge congratulations to Rebecca on 100 appearances.
Better than the dog.
Better than the dog.
Yeah.
The dog is superb.
Yes.
And I did see, of course, them reaching out in the last couple of weeks on social media for some more walking routes, and can't wait to see what they get up to on their adventures, the dog and
more of
Rebecca.
the dog. Absolutely. Now on some Blues news. There has been more international call-ups, this time at under-15s level. Congratulations to Grandel Boateng, who is about to start for England under-15s.
More movement from our youth setup as well, with under-21s midfielder Cody Pennington going out on loan to Redditch United. We cannot wait to keep eyes across his progress over the next couple of months.
New details have been released regarding our brand new stadium, with a capacity of over 60,000 and a lovely little nod to Peaky Blinders as well.
A successful weekend for Birmingham's under-21 side, as they came from behind in a hard-fought win over Premier League One side Nottingham Forest. Goals coming from William Burrell and Zachary Willis.
And finally, Birmingham City will mark the annual Remembrance Day this Saturday, 3 p.m. at St Andrews at Knighthead Park, where we will have the chance to pay respect to those who have served the country, as well as celebrating current Blue Nose servicemen and women. And returning things to the Academy, this week we had the pleasure of going down to the Knighthead Performance Centre to chat to Marcus Painter about his journey through the Academy and the setup there.
Yeah, so started as an 8-year-old at the club at Birmingham City. I went on to make my Premier League debut for the club at the age of 19. Pack St Andrews, which was nice. Professional footballer for a long period of time really, and part of me wanted to explore something completely new. Just to see whether there was like other interests that I could find. You know, in years to come, I think once the sports quarter's up and running, that it's going to be one of the best in the country. Following my spell at Birmingham City, I went to Swansea under Kenny Jackett, then Roberto Martinez, which we had success in winning League One. Following Swansea, went to Brighton under Gus Poyet, champions of League One. Then I went on to Bournemouth for a short spell on loan under Eddie Howe. Returned back to Brighton, and then following Brighton I went to Portsmouth, which was my last club, where unfortunately I retired through injury. But really enjoyed my spells at every single club. You know, you can take something special from each and every one of them. I didn't really know what I wanted to do, to be honest. I'd been a professional footballer for a long period of time really, and part of me wanted to explore something completely new. Just to see whether there was like other interests that I could find, but I ended up just coming back to football because it's kind of something that a lot of people said you should be able to offer a lot of knowledge to to other people or youngsters in this case. So I ended up coming back to the club. Actually, first of all, it started with the Birmingham City community, so the football education programme. Christian Speakman at the time was academy director, and he approached me and said we want to kind of get a few more ex-pros within the coaching setup amongst the staff. So asked if I'd like to come and work with the under-16s, where I spent a number of years working with Mike Dodds, who's gone on to really good things in the game, and came across some really talented individuals that have also gone on to make really good careers for themselves. The most notable ones would be the Bellingham brothers, Job and Jude, as the ones that have really gone on to great things, playing Champions League football, playing at international level. But there's many that have still gone on to forge careers for themselves. Players like Charlie Lakin, Ryan Sturr, Alfie Chang, George Hall. There's so many that are playing at a respectable level, and they're highly talented individuals, and it'd be nice to see them go on and kind of push up the leagues and play at the highest level they can. As time goes by, I've been here now 10 years, and now I'm here in the under-18s, assistant coach to Martin Ollerenshaw, again another highly skilled coach that just learning loads off every single day. The staff that are working in the building are unbelievable, to be honest. I think there's some really good staff that care about the players, care about player development and trying to improve the youngsters. See, you've just got to look around the place. The facilities are second to none here, and in years to come, I think once the sports quarter's up and running, it's going to be one of the best in the country. So it's a real promising place to be for any youngster wanting to develop and kind of find a career in the game.
Well, big thank you to Marcus for taking time out of his very busy day, of course, to speak to us. Before we wrap up the show, let's look ahead to the fixture at the weekend at home to Pompey. Will, after the very narrow defeat to Bristol City, do you think there'll be any changes going into this one?
Look, I think it's all there. I think the evidence has been on the pitch. I think we are going to create some more chances. I think having 2 home games back to back is going to be really nice for us as well, especially with the St Andrews faithful getting behind, especially at a night game as well. So I'm very optimistic for these next 2 games, and then obviously Middlesbrough away after that, but and then another international break. But I think we can get a good run of form going now, and then really send us on our way.
What dangers do Portsmouth possess? They're 2 points behind us in the league. Are they going to be like caged animals and coming out raring to go?
I think it'll be a bit like last season. I think we're really going to dominate possession in like a real clinical way, and I think it's going to be, some of the injury reports of players that are coming back as well. I really think it's going to be a bit of a vintage Chris Davis performance. 3 points on the board, and just a big smile on my face, which is the most important thing.
Absolutely.
So a quarter of the way through the season now. Of course, last week we spoke about players who had shone in that time. Favourite moment of the first quarter, Will?
Probably seeing Tommy Mooney in regular clothing. Not see him naked. But Blackburn away for me, I think. Yeah. Just going into stoppage time, and we tried and done everything to sort of get a goal, and then winning the penalty with that Ethan Laird run, and even that was enough for me. It doesn't take much, but then to Lyndon Dykes to get up the other end of the pitch, and I think they said in commentary the red arrows breaking away and securing 3 points with 2 goals in stoppage time. It was something you don't see every week at the Blues, so especially to do it away from home with 4,000 fans, it was brilliant.
To expand even more on that, it was just this human Labrador's face when that second goal went in was a thing of absolute beauty. That and the ball boy just going... in contrast, magical. So thank you.
Yeah, I was picking my nose at the time as well, which was documented, so that's great.
I would have to say between Swansea...
Definitely, I was there. Wonderful.
Yeah, great game. Big performance. Of course, Swansea had just beaten Nottingham Forest, so in terms of like a statement victory. Yeah. But the opening night of the season, back in the Championship, Ipswich at home, big game. All the TV cameras there, of course, didn't completely go our way, and I'm sure
only thanks to some refereeing.
We'll avoid that. But just the atmosphere, as Will said, those nights under the lights are something very special indeed. And of course, one coming up next week against Millwall, which we are all looking forward to. That is it for this week. Will, as always, thank you for joining us, and we'll catch you next week on Blue Rising.